The dawn of the 17th century witnessed an era of unprecedented exploration. The vast uncharted waters of the Atlantic Ocean beckoned to the adventurous spirits of the time, promising new lands and untold riches. It was a time when the world seemed boundless, and the horizon was not a limit, but an invitation. European powers, driven by ambition and the allure of the unknown, embarked on perilous voyages across the Atlantic. These expeditions were not just about discovery, they were fueled by the desire for expansion, wealth, and influence. The explorers, equipped with rudimentary maps and an unyielding spirit, set sail into the vast blue, facing the unpredictable wrath of the ocean and the mysteries that lay beyond. Among these daring ventures, the establishment of Jamestown, Virginia, in 1607, marked a pivotal moment in the colonization of North America. This settlement was not just another expedition, it was a bold attempt to create a new life in an unknown world. The settlers, driven by hope and the promise of prosperity, faced the daunting task of building a community from scratch in a land that was as beautiful as it was unforgiving. Jamestown, named after King James I of England, represented the first permanent English settlement in the New World, a beacon of hope and a testament to human resilience. The colony stood as a symbol of the enduring human spirit, a place where dreams of a better future took root despite the overwhelming odds. It was a testament to the courage and determination of those who dared to dream beyond the known world. Little did its founders know, the fledgling colony would soon face a period of unimaginable hardship, testing the very limits of human endurance. The settlers, unprepared for the harsh realities of their new environment, encountered severe food shortages, disease, and conflicts with the indigenous peoples. This period, known as the starving time, saw the population of Jamestown dwindle as the colonists struggled to survive. Yet, through sheer tenacity and the will to persevere, they managed to endure, laying the foundations for what would eventually become a thriving colony and a cornerstone of American history. The seeds of what would become known as the starving time were sown early on. The colonists arrived in Jamestown ill-prepared for the challenges of establishing a settlement in a new and unfamiliar land. Their initial focus on seeking gold and other riches, rather than on securing a sustainable food supply, proved to be a grave miscalculation. The fertile soil of Virginia, which would later become the foundation for a thriving agricultural economy, lay largely untended as the colonists feverishly searched for quick fortunes. The environment itself presented a formidable challenge. Jamestown was situated in a low-lying area on the banks of the James River, a location plagued by brackish water and mosquito-infested swamps. The settlers, many of whom came from urban centers in England, were ill-equipped to cope with the harsh realities of life in the wilderness. Diseases such as dysentery and typhoid spread rapidly, further weakening the colony's already dwindling population. The colonists' dream of a bountiful paradise seemed increasingly distant as they struggled to survive in this unforgiving new world. Relations with the indigenous population, the Powhatan Confederacy, were also strained. While initial interactions were marked by cautious trade, cultural misunderstandings and the colonists' increasing demands for food and land led to growing tensions. The Powhatan, led by the powerful Chief Powhatan, were skilled warriors and adept at using the environment to their advantage. They launched raids on the settlement, disrupting supply lines and further exacerbating the colonists' precarious situation. Section 5. A colony on the brink. The starving time descends. The winter of 1609 to 1610 marked the darkest chapter in Jamestown's early history, the starving time. This period was characterized by extreme hardship and suffering, as the settlers faced one of the harshest winters they had ever experienced. The colony, which had once held so much promise, was now on the brink of collapse. The confluence of factors, poor planning, environmental challenges, and conflicts with the Powhatan culminated in a catastrophic food shortage. The settlers had not anticipated the severity of the winter, nor had they adequately prepared for the challenges they would face. Their relations with the Powhatan, which had been tenuous at best, deteriorated further, cutting off a crucial source of food and support. The colonists were reduced to consuming whatever they could find to survive: roots, bark, and even insects. The desperation was palpable as they scoured the barren landscape for anything that could sustain them. The once fertile land seemed to offer nothing but despair: berries, leather goods, and even their own pets. The situation grew increasingly dire as the winter dragged on, and the colonists' options dwindled. They resorted to boiling leather goods, such as shoes and belts, in a desperate attempt to extract any possible nutrients. And even, in the most desperate of times, the bodies of the deceased. This grim reality was a testament to the extreme conditions the settlers faced. Cannibalism, though a taboo subject, became a horrifying necessity for some. The colony's population dwindled as starvation and disease took their toll. The once thriving settlement was reduced to a shadow of its former self, a desolate outpost ravaged by famine and disease. The survivors were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered lives, haunted by the memories of those they had lost. The starving time remains a poignant reminder of the fragility of human endeavor in the face of nature's unforgiving forces. Section 6. Desperate measures, the struggle to survive. The early settlers faced unimaginable hardships as they tried to carve out a new life in an unforgiving land. Their journey was fraught with peril, and their struggle to survive became a testament to human resilience and determination. The starving time tested the very limits of human endurance. During the harsh winter of 1609 to 1610, the settlers of Jamestown faced a dire situation. Food supplies dwindled, and the cold, relentless winter showed no mercy. The settlers were unprepared for the severity of the conditions they encountered, and their survival hung by a thread. Accounts from survivors paint a grim picture of the period, describing the horrors they witnessed and the depths of despair they experienced. Many settlers succumbed to starvation and disease, and the community was plagued by fear and uncertainty. The bonds that once held them together began to fray as the situation grew more desperate. George Percy, a colonist who later became the governor of Virginia, wrote in his diary of the unspeakable suffering he witnessed, noting that nothing was spared to maintain life. His accounts provide a haunting glimpse into the daily struggles and the extreme measures the settlers took to survive. Percy described how they were forced to eat anything they could find, including roots, herbs, and even the leather from their shoes. The colonists were driven to acts of desperation, their once strong bonds of community strained to the breaking point as they fought for survival. The struggle for food led to conflicts and mistrust among the settlers, and the harsh reality of their situation forced them to make unimaginable choices. Despite the overwhelming odds, some managed to endure, their stories of survival becoming a powerful testament to the human spirit's capacity to persevere in the face of adversity. Section 7. A Glimmer of Hope, Arrival of Relief. Just as all hope seemed lost, relief arrived in the spring of 1610. A supply ship, captained by Lord de la Warr, arrived from England, carrying much-needed food and supplies. De la Warr, the newly appointed governor of the colony, brought with him not only material aid but also a renewed sense of purpose and discipline. Under his leadership, the colonists rebuilt their settlement and implemented new strategies for survival, including a renewed emphasis on agriculture and improved relations with the Powhatan. Section 8. Lessons engraved in suffering. The starving time, while a period of immense suffering, proved to be a harsh but valuable lesson for the Jamestown colonists. The experience forced them to confront the realities of their situation and to adapt their strategies for survival. The colonists learned the importance of self-sufficiency, abandoning their earlier dreams of quick riches in favor of a more sustainable approach based on agriculture and trade. They also recognized the need for stronger defenses and a more pragmatic approach to their relationship with the Powhatan. Section 9. Jamestown's Legacy from the Brink to Enduring Colony. The lessons learned during the starving time had a profound impact on the future of Jamestown and indeed on the course of American history. The colony, once on the brink of collapse, not only recovered but thrived, becoming a beacon for future waves of English settlers. The experience of the starving time served as a stark reminder of the importance of planning, perseverance, and adaptability in the face of adversity, qualities that would come to define the American spirit.